Today I'm going to turn this $6 mirror into something worthy of a department store. I'm going to make it lean and add some lights. It's going to be perfect for getting ready in the morning. Here's all the materials I'm going to need. 3 2x3 by 8 foot studs, a miter saw, medium grit sandpaper, tight bond multi-surface glue, a finish nailer with 2.5-inch nails, paint, 2 LED strip channels with diffusers, a drill driver with drill bits, a 12-inch by 48-inch mirror, and at least 6 feet of LED light strips. Since nothing screams cheap mirror quite like a frame like this, my first step is to take the trim off. I'm using a razor knife to separate the paper back from the frame before carefully removing the plastic trim. Emphasis on the carefully. Now that I have that ugly trim out of the way, I need to get the measurements. I'm going to create a frame to mount the mirror on. And since I'm going to add LED lights at the end, I have the channels for the LED lights laying here so that I can incorporate those into my measurement. I'm also setting the aluminum channels in place on the top and bottom of the mirror before measuring the total height. I'll explain why in just a minute. Now I'm ready to cut the lumber, which will make up the frame. You'll need 6 pieces total. 2 that are at 13 3/8, 2 6-foot pieces, and 2 at 44 1/4. Now that I have everything cut to size, I'm ready to assemble it, but I really want to get everything sanded first because that can really take a project from to awesome. Using a medium grit sandpaper, thoroughly sand down each board to a nice smooth finish. And since these are studs, it might require a little more oomph. By now I think you can see that this is going to be a ladder style mirror frame, similar to the blanket ladders that are very popular. I'm also using studs, 2x3 studs, and so they aren't always the prettiest species of wood, so make sure that you pick out the prettiest parts of your lumber to face outwards, and all the ugly stuff can go to the back. Before I bring out the nail gun, I'm adding glue to every joint. This will create a tighter, stronger bond, which is important considering this frame will be holding up a mirror. What I love about this glue is that it's thicker than regular wood glues, so when I'm assembling and this is turned up on its side, it's not going to drip off onto my workbench. Sometimes I prefer to use spray paint rather than a brush when working on furniture projects. Spraying multiple light coats will provide the most even and prettiest finish. This is the channel that I'm going to mount my LED lights in, but I want to be able to conceal the plug so you don't see it when the mirror is installed. Here's the plug for the LED lights. So all I have to do is drill a hole in each channel that I'm going to have on either side of the mirror, and that way you won't ever see it. A tip though is to use a small pilot bit first before moving on to the big bit that is big enough for the plug to fit through. And here's another tip, to use the trim that we took off the mirror earlier as leverage to hold the metal strips steady as I'm drilling the holes. There's not a lot of room for error here, but if your larger drill bit doesn't create the prettiest hole, don't worry too much about it. This aluminum is pretty pliable, plus the hole will get covered up with the diffuser later. Next, center both channels on either side, mark both ends of each channel, and run a bead or 2 of glue between each mark before setting the channels into place. Once the glue has had enough time to dry, use the hole in each channel as a guide to drill through the wood frame. For the final bit of gluing, I'm running a wavy bead around the perimeter of the frame where the mirror will set. Another thing I really like about this Quick and Thick is it can glue almost any 2 surfaces together, as long as one of the surfaces is porous. This is what I was referring to earlier. I wanted the mirror to have the same reveal on the top and bottom as it has on the side that's caused by the light channels. So now it looks like the mirror has a frame within a frame. And the last step is installing the LED lights. These lights are surprisingly inexpensive and easy to install. There are specific places throughout each strip where you can cut it for length. And it's self-adhesive, so you just push it into place. Then snap the diffuser in place. So quick and easy, but it really creates a soft, professional-looking light, perfect for checking yourself out in the morning. For the other channel, add the included connector to the end of the LED strip. Now I don't have to go to the department store dressing room to get that well-lit skinny mirror we all like. Can't wait to see it leaning up against a wall. For less than $70, you have a mirror that is guaranteed to make you look and feel your best. Thanks for checking in. I've got so many projects to share with you, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next episode.